What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about, do Canadians enjoy winter? As an American, I can't help but associate Canada with winter and cold. It's the first thing that we're taught as little Americans. We're taught Canada is cold. That's what's on the test. that's the test we take. Canada is cold. That's what we learn. So a lot of Americans associate Canada with winter and coldness. Maybe that's blown a little bit out of proportion, but I've never stopped and kind of thought about, what do Canadians think about living in a colder climate? Do Canadians love winter and embrace it, or do you hate it? Or have Canadians adapted to their habitat in the north by buying a huge set of poofy coats and toques? Or you know, any kind of thoughts on that, I'm really interested in hearing about. So today, I want to take a look at this Reddit discussion where someone asked, do most Canadians enjoy the winter in Canada? And a lot of Canadians responded to this question. It's a, it's a very good one because I guess I kind of assumed Canadians were cool with the winter. No pun intended. Very cool with the winter, maybe even freezing cool with the winter. As title says, curious, what's the typical thoughts on the winter here in Canada? For people born and raised in Canada, do you enjoy the winter? I used to start to feel depressed in late fall, especially after the end of daylight savings, when it gets dark at 4 p.m. Wow! Dark at 4 p.m. There's parts of Canada where it can get dark at 4. That's insane. That would be, like, you can't even help it. That would be depressing. Like, just getting dark that early. It's like the day just flies by. That's dark before you're even done with work, you know? You get home from work and it's just dark out. It's dark on your way home from work, for crying out loud. So, that's an interesting thought. So that person sounds like he doesn't, they don't exactly love the idea of winter or early darkness in Canada. What are some other thoughts on Canadians? Do you enjoy winter? I love the winter at first, but I am happy to see it go by the end. I feel like that is probably the top voted answer for a good reason. That says it all right. That I feel like a lot of people would agree with that. Winter is really cool. Very cool. Winter is very cool at first, especially, well, a lot of places in the United States. Like where I am, the winters come and it's just cold. It's just cold and annoying. It's not even, like, compared to coldness, like in Canada, it's probably not even cold. But it's cold to me. But there's no snow. So you don't even get the perk of, like, oh, the whimsical arrival of the magical snowfall of the winter season to kind of brighten you up for 5 seconds before you realize that it's freezing cold. Instead, it's just cold. So in Canada, does it snow more? Does that make it, like, more tolerable in a way? This person says they love winter at first. And I feel like they mean the winter season, the snow, maybe the idea of, like, getting cozy indoors. At first, it's like, oh, cool. I'm going to hang out inside for a while. I'm going to turn the heat up, sit by the fireplace. This is going to be great. But by the end, you're happy to see it go and to get outside. And I'm sure Canadians appreciate winter going even more, much more than most Americans. What else? Yep, everyone celebrates how pretty it is after the first snowfall, right. But after the first week of -40, oh my god, I'm just waiting for winter to F off. Okay, a little blunt, but true. I moved to Saskatchewan this summer. I'm excited for our first prairie winter coming from Ontario. Prairie winter, what is a prairie winter? I know it'll get old, but we're still in the honeymoon phase. The honeymoon phase of liking the bitter -40 winter cold. My goodness. So I feel like that's going to be a popular answer for a lot of Canadians. It's like, yeah, winter, it's fun at first for a second. And then it's like, okay, it's time for it to go. By the end, it needs to go. I feel like that's going to be a very popular answer. What else do we have here? Do Canadians enjoy the winter? I personally love the winter, except for driving in the snow. They love the winter. See, this is what original, childlike Tyler expected Canadians to answer. For, like, when you're an American growing up and all you know about Canada, and a lot of Americans still only know about Canada, is that it's colder there. I guess we just kind of assume, like, oh, the Canadians must love it. All the pictures we see growing up of Canadians always have, like, a winter clothing on, you know, happy with the maple syrup and all the stereotypes. But this person confirms they love the winter. Everything feels clean, no bugs, gatherings happen indoors, no bugs. What a perk. I can't just gloss over that. No bugs. I am right there with you, man. I agree. No, everything feels clean, sterilized. That's true. Everything just dies. In other words, this person's like, everything dies, and I love it. No bugs. Gatherings happen indoors. Rather be cold than hot. Rather be cold than hot. I'm not sure what that means. Can dress how I like to. Jeans and a hoodie. There's something amazing about going outside in the dead of winter? Really? Is there something amazing about that? Is it amazing how your lungs freeze into ice? When there is no wind and there's snow on the ground, it's a comforting silence. Okay, that's true. The very, very, very rare times in my life that I've gotten to experience, like, a true snowfall, and it seems like as the years have gone on, like, there's less and less snow. Yeah. Winter is kind of made special by the presence of snow. And there is something about literally seeing it. And I think this is true for a lot of Americans. Definitely myself. If it's cold out, if there's at least snowfall, I'm like, okay, we're getting something out of this. Cool, snow, beautiful, okay. The season looks the part. But if it's just cold and no snow, like it's been for, like, it seems like in the last few years, like a lot of parts of America don't even get that much snow anymore. It's kind of sad. But when there's no wind and snow on the ground, comforting silence. I agree. That could be a beautiful moment. I have finally found my people. Yes, there's many Canadians who find this beautiful as well. There's no silence that is like the silence at night in the winter, with those large, fluffy snowflakes falling and no wind. It's magical, and I love it. I imagine this kind of imagery would strike a chord of nostalgia for a lot of Canadians, because Canadians, you know, and I think in a lot of parts of Canada, like, there's a decent amount of snowfall and cold. And that's something you kind of have growing up as a child, and when you're a child, you play in the snow, and you're seeing snow for the first time. So I bet that cold and that winter snowfall, for a lot of Canadians, is almost like a comforting, nostalgic feeling, if nothing else. And I get a little bit of that. I remember some fun times playing in the snow as a child, even in the United States. There were times where we got some decent snow. There were a couple of years there, and that was fun. That was special, actually. You can find me at 2 a.m. in the winter, leisurely smoking a cigarette, so I can enjoy exactly what you described. Apparently, there's just a whole tribe of Canadians that band together to get up at 2 a.m. to stand outside in the snow. I feel like people might look out their window and think it's like a zombie apocalypse. People just, like, wandering around at 2 a.m. in the dark, in the snow, in the silence. But no, it's just Canadians enjoying the winter. That's all. I didn't know about that. What else do we have here? Do Canadians enjoy the winter? So far, I'm getting a lot of positive answers, actually. Like, and here's another. Winter is my second favorite season after summer. Okay. They don't like it as much as summer. Okay. But second favorite. Everything is white and clean. The air is crisp. No what is, no bugs. What, you know, the second time we're seeing no bugs. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I don't know why I'm laughing. Like, true. There's no bugs. That's a perk. That's a big perk. Skiing, skating, ice fishing. Right, right. In a lot of parts of America, if you want to go skiing or snowboarding, they have to make fake snow for it to even be possible. So I feel like skiing, skating, ice fishing is more of an authentic part of a Canadian experience, to be honest. Maybe, there's probably states that are bordering Canada, some of the northern states that experience a lot of this as well, I would imagine. It's just so completely different from the other 3 seasons. That's true. Winter is special and unique, and it just gets a little difficult after, like, Thanksgiving and then Christmas and the New Year goes by, and then we're all just out here, like, in January and February, just shivering, like, okay, no more holidays coming up. When's this gonna be over? But it is, in its own way, beautiful, too. I'm also in the camp of I'd rather be cold than hot. Oh, that's what they meant in a comment earlier in this video. Would you rather be too hot or too cold? So are Canadians more likely to lean towards, I'd rather be too cold? If I'm gonna be uncomfortable, I'd rather be too cold. I think I'd rather be too hot. Man, I say that now, but when you're dripping with sweat and not a water bottle in sight, might change my mind. I sleep so much better in the winter, in a cold room with blankets. Yeah, that's true. You can always pile on more blankets. Canadians kind of have this figured out. Maybe Canadians are onto something. With the winter, you can always pile on more blankets. In the summer, what do you get? You can take off your blankets and clothing, but then what? Take off your skin? No, you can't. But you can always put on more blankets. The short daylight sucks. And by the end of the season, I'm ready for it to be green again. I enjoy winter when it comes. Huh. Very interesting. Dare I say, I'm a little surprised at how positive these comments are towards winter. I expected some Canadians to be like, yeah, I'm Canadian, but I hate this. Like, it's so annoying, and it's a huge part of our year, but no, Canadians have a very positive attitude towards winter and cold. No, I hate winter. As soon as I say that, I get exactly what I was looking for. Finally, we had to go kind of far down on the comments to finally get to this one. The Canadian that says, no, I hate winter. If it's a cold, crisp, sunny winter day, it's fine. But the nasty days of freezing rain or endless snowfall are hateful. And the short amount of daylight is depressing. Okay, that was that was put in the most dramatic of ways. And the endless snowfall, freezing rain are hateful. Man, it almost sounds like a poem or something. And the short amount of daylight is depressing. I could see, I was waiting for this comment because I'm here to empathize. I absolutely could see a lot of Canadians having that opinion, especially after, if you've lived in Canada for a very long time and you've experienced a lot of winters, and it's fine, you have to get to the point eventually where you're like, okay, this is like my 57th winter. I know how it goes. Like, it'd be nice if, it could just be warm. I would totally understand that, but it took a while to get to this comment. No, I hate the winter. For me, it's the length of the season. I live in Quebec City. Winter and snow sets in mid to late November. Snow sets in November? We finally got a little bit of snow. A little bit of snow here in the United States. And it is the middle of January. Canadians are getting snow in November? Oh my goodness. Spring realistically starts in early May. May? Like, that's when it's warm? November to May? That's like half the year. Or a little more. That's half the year of winter. I mean, not Not like not dead of winter, but oh my God. March is literally a winter encore. March is literally a winter encore. No spectator asked for. And April is just as cold and windy with dirty snow. Oh my goodness. So this is in Quebec, which I didn't know what winter was like in Quebec. That's even more north than, like, you know, the border. That's getting even more north. So it's gonna be more intense and cold. That makes sense. Oh my gosh, and yeah, don't get me started on seasonal depression and vitamin D deficiency. Yeah, seriously. Lack of exposure to sunlight. I'm glad that we kind of got both sides of this. A lot of Canadians kind of reminiscing and like, oh, winter is fun, but I get tired of it. But it's also kind of peaceful and nostalgic. And then we got finally some people that are like, no, this sucks. Like, I hate it. I totally understand both sides. Okay, let's take a look at one more here. I hate winter because I have no winter hobbies. Yeah, all my passions and hobbies are summer-based, outdoor activities. Right. Oh man, that would... Yes. Yes, I think a lot of Americans would be in the exact same boat. Our winters are, for the most part, a lot more mild. So a lot of our hobbies and activities are outdoor. A lot of the, like, all the sports Americans like to do are outdoor. Football, baseball, you can play basketball indoor, actually. Tennis is outdoor, golf is outdoor. Yeah, most popular American sports are outdoor. In Canada, I guess you can continue to play ice hockey inside. That's a plus, that's a perk. But I can see a lot of Canadians, if your hobbies or whatever you want to do, if you just want to go for a walk outside, if it's as simple as that, you just want to go outside and just enjoy it. You can't unless you bundle up, I guess. I live in Canada because I have older parents. So yeah, wow, would this Canadian actually move out of Canada just because of the winter? That says a lot too. But there you have it. I thought that'd be a very fun topic to kind of read about and get the Canadian perspective on what Canadians think about that harsh Canadian winter. And this was interesting. I got some mixed results here, I think. Some Canadians love the winter, like it's their favorite. One said it was their second favorite season. Some Canadians are like, it's kind of nice at first, and you know, it's kind of chill, and it kind of settles you down and makes you feel comfortable, and it's pretty to look at. And I might stand outside at 2 a.m. smoking a cigarette and enjoy the winter silence. But I'm definitely not a serial killer. And then there's Canadians that are like, winter, I hate it, and it's too cold, and it's too long, and a lot of different perspectives, which I guess makes a lot of sense, because Canada is a very big place. I know that winter, the extreme of winter can change, depending on if you're really in southern Canada, or if you're really in northern Canada, and then like way northern Canada, where barely anyone even can live or survive. Like everyone's gonna have a different opinion on this, which is cool. It was cool to hear about some of those, so I enjoyed this. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment, perhaps with your opinion on whether you enjoy winter in Canada or not. That'd be fun to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Canada and Canadian culture, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.